party called Creepshow. Fasten your seatbelts and secure your baggage and prepare to take off.
I had some memories from the past resurface when I was watching this episode.
This episode of Creepshow.
Creepshow. Yeah, we're talking about Creepshow.
Oh, hello, Creepshow.
Creepshow.
I'm
Aaron's
still here.
Yeah, Viv's still. I'll post a picture on the Instagram of what Viv looks like currently, and you'll see why she's not on here.
And it's just a picture of the creep from Creepshow.
I wasn't going to do that. That's way funnier. I was going to send...
Look how dead and decrepit she looks.
I'm definitely going to do that now.
I'm just kidding. Love you, Viv.
Love you, Viv. She sent me this picture. Before, we've seen an actual picture of what Viv looks like, thankfully. Her surgery went well. She's still recovering. She sent me this picture the day after. I'll also post this. It's the picture of the dog that looks like it's been stung by 100 bees.
That was... Literally, we changed this on Wednesday.
Yeah.
Me and some uni friends had a Discord call Wednesday, and that was the picture for our chat. We've now changed it to beast mode.
That's really funny.
Yeah.
Beast mode? Like what, Mr. Beast?
No, just beast mode. Like, we're trying to sort of like egg each other on to like be productive and do something creative, since a lot of us find that since uni we aren't really doing that.
Yeah,
so
that's fair.
I was actually talking about the podcasts to them. Some of them don't use social media, so they didn't know that I was posting about it. So they were just like, "Oh, that's really cool.
Fair.
I've got like 7, maybe 8 episodes to listen to now." And I was just showing them like all the like thumbnails and socials and stuff.
All the good work you've done on this, to be fair.
Yeah. So
even who commented? Someone commented on the thumbnails and things. I know Viv did for the First Time Kings one. Maybe Kate, but I feel that she's been listening the whole time, so I don't think it was her. But someone mentioned in a comment about about the graphics.
Whoever it was, thank you.
Yeah, I'm sure I've mentioned it in all the YouTube descriptions and podcast descriptions, but I don't know. Have we said? Yeah, we must have in the first episode you were on.
Yeah,
where we said you've done the graphics for all of this.
I think so.
Yeah.
I mean, it's fine if you don't.
No. It's like they're amazing, genuinely.
I did get a comment on the TikTok of Samantha Slayan.
Oh, did you?
From Life of Chuck one. Just being like, I love her so much.
Honestly, I do. I do love Samantha Slayan. I rewatched Midnight Mass on Halloween. I binged it. And she blows me away. She's like a fantastic actress. She's not in what we're talking about today. Well, but
I was going to say, did I watch anything on Halloween, remembering we went to go see Twilight?
Yeah, well, that's actually, so I watched the first 5 episodes of Midnight Mass or something, and then the next day I was ill, so I watched the last 2, but I was very out of it. But I was like, I have to finish it.
Yeah.
Well, she's so good in that. Genuinely, it's hard to say. It's like, we're talking about Stephen King things. She's going to be Carrie's mother. Yeah. And she's gonna kill that role, genuinely. But I don't know whether to say for you to just avoid watching any other like Midnight Mass or Full House of Usher, because you've only seen her, as far as I know, in Life of Chuck. Yeah,
like she may have had like a supporting role in something I've seen, but
yeah, like I don't think she's in any prior Mike Flanagan stuff before Midnight Mass. I know she's been in all the stuff since.
I've only seen Oculus and Gerald's Game.
Yeah, and I don't think she's in either of them. No. So, and like, I don't know.
She's not the tall guy from Gerald's Game.
She'd be good as that. She plays a great villain. But like, in the way of, without spoiling anything, like, you hate her, but you can't help but empathise with her.
Interesting.
In Midnight Mass, you spend a good 7 hours of just being like, this is the worst person I've ever seen. And then, like, right at the end, you're like, oh, that's really, like, that's...
Maybe I won't watch it until you eventually do your episode on it.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, because we will eventually do, like, a Mike Flanagan block, I think, just because I love him so much that every time we talk about Stephen King, he comes up. But,
I mean, rightfully so.
Yeah, eventually I want to do a full, like, a real YouTube dive into all of his stuff. Maybe, like, next Halloween, depending.
Yeah.
I mean, I definitely didn't have the drive for it this year. But I want to rewatch all of them. And maybe do a little series where, maybe if not one video, but like we're doing for All Hail the King, where I'm reading all the books. I mean, Hill House, I've read that. Bly Manor is all based on books. I think the only one he's done that series he's done that's not based on a book is Midnight Mass. And even then, Salem's Lot. Like,
because this is actually relevant to Creepshow. There is actually a link to The Haunting of Hill House with this episode of Creepshow. Did you find it?
Don't think so. Was it a crew link or an actor link?
An actor link.
An actor.
One of the actors in not the 2009 one, but which we'll get onto.
Yeah, we'll talk about Creepshow Raw.
But yeah,
a lot of the actors I will like. I genuinely thought all of the... Oh, the little girl.
Nope.
No? Oh, okay. I was going to say maybe she plays one of the kids. But I'm saying this as a teacher, and I have taught in genuinely like 20, 30 schools. I'm getting kid blindness now, where I genuinely just like, I've seen 10 versions of this kid.
No,
So,
I mean...
No? Okay.
It's not her, but I'll tell you when we get to it.
As far as I know, like the big actors aren't in anything.
Yeah.
It's not like Tobin Bell is in something.
No.
Okay, I don't know then.
But yeah, I'll mention it when we get to it.
Okay.
I will say, though, I understand kid blindness. When we did our Salem's Lot episode, I got white blindness.
Oh, yeah,
so.
completely fair. I remember when we said in The Long Walk of like, it's a good thing that movie is really nice and diverse.
Yeah.
Because otherwise I'd be really confused about all the characters.
Yeah, just like, I can't tell them apart. They're all walking.
Yeah. I saw a video. I know we will talk about Creepshow. This is the last tangent bit. I saw a video.
No, it's fine. It's not 10 minutes of religion talk.
Hey, I will always defend the religion talk.
Nah, that was good.
Where it's a guy saying like, "Oh, I got motivated after the long walk." And it's just like videos and pictures of him walking through countryside that looks like the movie. And half of me thought that's really nice. And I was like, I love that this dystopian movie where this is like a torture method based on real life torture methods, and people seeing it, including us, and just being like, yeah, I should walk more.
Yeah. No. Hey, you got to find your motivation wherever you can.
You never know. You never know when.
Exercise is always good.
With the way things are going, maybe there will be the long walk. But yeah, also just exercise is great. I love walking. But that's not what we're talking about this episode. We're talking about Creepshow. Which we talked in our group chat yesterday about like how a lot of the shows we've done haven't actually been standalone. Yeah. A lot of them are either based on something, sequels to something, or had spin-offs.
Yeah.
So like Buffy, for example, had a movie. And this is another case like that. So had you ever seen any version of Creepshow before? Yes.
So I've seen the original movie a bunch. We do have that scheduled for All Hail the King sometime next year.
Yes.
And I'm very excited for it. So yes, I've seen that, and I've seen one of the segments from Creepshow 2.
Okay.
But only the one. I think what happened was I put it on one night. I was like, kind of sleepy. I want to watch like a chill movie. And I was just like, after the first segment, I was just like, I didn't realise how sleepy I was, and I just never go around to the rest of it.
That's fair.
But yeah, that would be my experience with Creepshow.
You'd never seen any of the series that we're watching today?
No, I knew of it, and I mentioned previously that I love horror anthologies. Yeah. So it was always like on my list, but it was on Shudder.
Yes.
And I had a 30-day free trial of Shudder going back to about 2 years ago, I think. And I don't know why I didn't watch it then, but I hadn't renewed the subscription. But when I was looking for it, I found out it was on Tubi. So
it's on Tubi, is it?
Yeah. Shout out Tubi. I know Viv loves Tubi.
Tubi is great. I didn't watch it on Tubi or Shudder. I watched it on ITVX, which
it was on ITVX.
Yeah. So this is there's a lot of firsts in this episode, and we'll go through them as they come up in conversation. But this is the first show I've watched where, granted, I didn't pirate some of the other ones. Some of them I had like on DVD and stuff.
Yeah.
This is the first show I've watched with ads, so that will affect my experience watching it later. But I googled Creepshow because I knew it was on Shudder, but I could have sworn it was on something else, maybe Prime, because I know you can get like Prime packages, maybe. But I googled it as I watched Creepshow, and ITVX was the first one that came up, and it was like actually was on there. So.
I mean, I think it's great that it's like available to so many places. Like all 4 seasons on there?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
At least the first 3. I'm sure the 4th one was there as well, but definitely the first 3.
Yeah. Okay, cool.
Yeah. But give some background, because we mentioned the original movie, because that came out in 1982, directed by George A. Romero.
Yes.
Yeah.
I just want to say George A. Romero, obviously he's no longer with us.
Yeah.
As of right now, because who knows what will happen in the future. But he is the only director of a Stephen King adaptation I have personally met in real life.
I didn't know you met him.
And he is just, he was just the sweetest man.
When did you meet him?
Comic-Con 2014 in London.
Really? Oh, that's so cool.
Yeah. It was a big Comic-Con, and for George A. Romero, it was just like, it was like no queue. So like, me and my friend, we had a Night of the Living Dead poster, got signed by him, and we just had like a chat for like a good 15 minutes, which if you've been to a convention, you don't tend to get that much time with the talent. No. But yeah, he was lovely. He was just a really nice person. I remember talking to him about Monkey Shines.
What's that?
Which is a film he did in the 80s.
Okay.
Obviously, he's famous for the Dead trilogy.
Yeah.
More than, well, the original Dead trilogy. He did more of them. But yeah, no, you wouldn't think someone who has done so much horror would just be so sweet.
Yeah. But then lots of people apparently say that, but I guess it's a coincidence. But I've heard about, like, random example, Junji Ito. Apparently he's like just a really chill guy in real life.
That's cool. Yeah. Maybe it's just like horror's a good excuse to get your demons out.
Maybe it's like therapy. Or just like got all the dark stuff out. You can just be nice now.
Yeah.
But it was so cool. That's generally really nice. Yeah. And then that movie. Last thing to say about it, because we're not talking about it today. We'll do another episode on it. Was the screenwriting debut of one Stephen King.
Hey, yeah. I've heard about him.
Yeah, I know him. I've got like a couple of his books.
Oh, yeah. You do?
Look at him, like fucking shrine over there.
You should get like a little a printout of Stephen King. Just put it. I've got a little. I've got some frames at home. I'll print you out a picture of Stephen King for next time. Put it.
It's fine. I'll just replace that picture of my brother. Because
your brother's Captain America.
So in my bedroom, I sorted my bedroom out today, and my brother's picture was hidden behind some stuff, his graduation photo. So I've got it on my shelf, and directly next to it is a 4 or 5 times the size larger poster of Captain America, the comic one, not Chris Evans. But yeah, well, I like comic books. I mean, I've got fucking loads of Marvel stuff from my brother's partner. I'm more of a DC person now. Well, growing up, I read more DC comics, but obviously I love the MCU, for better or worse.
I feel like when I was younger, I read... But when I think about reading comics, first thing I remember is reading like The Simpsons and the Futurama Bongo comics.
Yeah, that's cool.
But then Marvel. I read some DC, but I mostly read Marvel. But when I'd watched like the cartoons, it was always like Batman Beyond. Or,
I'm like that. I watched a lot of them. And that's
like,
right.
I never watched the original like 90s X-Men.
Oh, I love the original.
I've watched some of it since, but not when I was younger.
I loved that. I remember watching that and then forming a big attachment to Anna Paquin's Rogue, even though I don't actually think like she gets that much to do in those movies.
She does in the first one.
She does, and then like I don't really like the stuff they do with her in the third one.
Yeah, but have you seen the Rogue cut of Days of Future Past?
Yeah, I have.
Yeah.
Oh, trust me, once I heard that was a thing.
Yeah.
That's the reason I watched True Blood. You know, I talked a lot about vampires recently. The reason I watched True Blood was because she was in it. Oh,
well.
Yeah.
Okay.
And definitely too young.
Yeah, no, I remember seeing like adverts for True Blood and being like, this is, you know, it's only for adults. It's on like 10 p.m. on Channel 4. It
is. There's some things where I'm like, especially growing up, like watching loads of horror, and like, you know, I remember hearing about The Shining from my father when I was like 8, but that was the first time I watched something. I was like, I don't think I should be watching this. Like the first 10 minutes, there's like a very hardcore like vampire sex scene. On screen. I was just like, I don't know.
And that is all I know about the show is vampires and is like lots of sex.
It's very horny. Yeah, that's one of the reasons we were originally going to cover it in the Halloween. No, but I kind of merged sentences. I was going to say that's one of the reasons we decided not to cover it and went for like kind of more accessible. Are you going to do
like a horny season where you just watch really horny shows?
Maybe. when Viv comes back. Yeah, we'll scrap the Nickelodeon season. We'll do just 40 seasons.
You can keep Avatar in there.
Well, Adult Zuko. Saying about comics, though, before we go on to the actual shows, I can't think of ever reading any, like, horror comics, because obviously there's very iconic ones.
Yeah, so obviously Creepshow comes from the shared love of EC Comics that George Romero and Stephen King had. Stuff like Tales from the Crypt. I haven't personally read any horror comics. When I think comics, like I said, it's superheroes or Simpsons Futurama, which is just... because that's just me. That's what I like. So most of my knowledge of horror comics comes from like other anthology shows, like Tales from the Crypt, which is directly adapting from that pool of stories. Yeah. And this is essentially... I wouldn't say it's a rip-off of Tales of the Crypt, but it's... No. The Crypt Keeper and the Creep are...
Yeah, kind of one and the same. And Tales from the Crypt is relevant in this.
Yeah.
There's a connection. But this, I was saying about marking first. Should I go into the production of the actual Creepshow we're talking about? Or should we talk about Creepshow Raw first?
I think we should go for Creepshow Raw, just because I didn't know this existed until you messaged me at like 10 o'clock last night, being like, hey, this exists. Yeah.
We went to the cinema last night, and I was like, oh, well, we were going to record tomorrow. By that point, I had done like the bare minimum of research. I only found out that Creepshow Raw existed, not on the Wikipedia page of the Creepshow series, but on the original films. I went down to adaptations just to see if I had any more information about the production of this show. And it meant like one line mentioned Creepshow Raw, and it included a link to watch it. So
when you told me that, I was like, okay. I tried like looking for it on other services. I found it on Letterboxd, and the only way you can connect it to Creepshow is through the animated special for
I saw that.
The show. So
because I went on Letterboxd earlier to see if the other Creepshow stuff was on there, because I know on some anthology shows sometimes do.
Yeah.
Like I know Black Mirror.
All of Black Mirror is on there.
So I was really shocked when I saw that you'd logged it, because I was like, oh, I didn't think you could log this. But yeah, Creepshow. So the Creepshow movie had, it was by Taurus Entertainment Company.
Yes, I've also got some notes on this. So Taurus Film Group wasn't around when the first Creepshow was made, but they were founded because there was a merger between AEG and United Artists Film Distribution in 1987, around the time the Creepshow 2 came out. Yeah. So Taurus Film Group actually had the rights to a bunch of George A. Romero stuff. So Night Riders, which Stephen King has a very small role in that. That's acting.
Cool. That's cool.
I think Tabitha King is also in that.
That's really cool.
It's about like knights jousting on like motorbikes or something. Yeah. They also had the rights of Day of the Dead, but not Night or Dawn, and Creepshow. So in the 2000s, they actually produced a sequel to Day of the Dead in 2005.
Did they? I didn't know about this.
Yeah. So that came out, and then 3 years later, they followed it up with Day of the Dead 1.
Oh,
so they remade the original.
Oh, did they? I thought it was going to be like, I suppose that wouldn't. No, that would make sense for Day of the Dead. Kind of like there's another zombie property. No, it's not zombies. It's Quiet Place Day 1 or whatever it's called. I thought it was going to be like that. I don't know. So they remade the first one.
Yeah, so they remade the first one. And have you seen the Zack Snyder Dawn of the Dead?
No, I completely forgot it existed.
Yeah, so that came out in 2004. Day of the Dead 2 came out in 2005. Then the remake of Day of the Dead was in 2008. And in that, they cast Ving Rhames, who is in the Zack Snyder one.
Okay.
But because they're owned by different companies, they can't use the same character. So he's in it, but he's not playing the same character.
That's weird.
Yes, it's a whole rights mess.
Yeah.
But in the midst of that, they also produced Creepshow 3.
Yeah, so they've had the rights since Creepshow 2 then.
Yeah.
Have they? Okay. Yeah, because I know that they proposed a Creepshow TV show in 1997, but they never went anywhere. And then they licensed the rights out in 2008 to HD Films to produce a web series.
Yeah.
They filmed a pilot, which isn't even a traditional pilot in the sense of it's like a full episode. They did one segment called Insomnia that they filmed. I don't know when they started filming, but I know that they finished July 30th, 2008.
Yeah.
And then it didn't air until October 2009.
Yeah, so it's got a weird history, this. Like, there's not a lot of it, but it's directed by someone who doesn't generally direct.
Yeah.
It's Fez from that 70s show.
Yeah, Wilma Valdemama, host of MTV's Yo Mama. But
I'm sorry, we're doing a Creepshow episode when we could be doing MTV's Yo Mama.
We should do an MTV block. I feel like that would be really weird, though.
Beavis and Butthead.
Actually,
Jackass.
True, actually. Oh, yeah, I forgot they were MTV. I was thinking more like Ridiculous. You ever watch that?
No. Geordie Shore.
Oh, God.
I've roasted more birds than George Foreman.
Should do a full thing of him. Was it Jersey Shore? Geordie Shore, and then end with the Valleys.
The Valleys. Oh,
I
God, the Valleys.
I said to Viv I want to do a series of Welsh shows, because a lot of these shows were like, we think this is how America works. We think this is how this works.
Yeah.
I want to do one where I'm like, I've been there.
I can't wait for your Pobble a Cum episode.
Oh, yeah, we just do S4C shows. We do Welsh-speaking shows, and we're not allowed to turn the subtitles on.
Oh, God.
So we're like, right, I picked up this word. I think this is what's happening. She said Shemai, so she was saying hello to this one.
Yeah.
Oh, God. But one day we'll do that.
One day. The Valleys, Gavin and Stacey.
Yeah, Stella, anything with Ruth Jones.
I mean, Torchwood.
Yeah,
Ruth Jones is in Torchwood.
Is she?
Yeah, she's in like one episode.
I didn't know that.
You'll find out sooner or later.
Tangent. But yeah, so unfortunately Creepshow is not Welsh. Neither is Wilma Valdemama. But yeah, he's a big actor, to the point where when I clicked it on Wikipedia and I was reading his profile, I genuinely was like, this is a different guy with the same name.
Yeah.
But no, it seems to be him.
Yeah.
So.
No, I've seen some of that 70s show, not a great deal of it, so... but I know of the character Fez.
Yeah.
So.
I think I've seen clips from it. That's the one that, like, they do that 90s show recently?
Yeah.
And everyone was like, technically it should be that 2000s show.
Yeah.
Because of the time difference.
They also did that 80s show in the early 2000s with Dennis from Always Sunny in it.
Did they? I
Yeah.
didn't know how he was in it.
Yeah. It's weird because that 90s show like brings back the parents from that 70s show, but that 80s show is like completely different.
Okay. That's really weird.
Based on my understanding of the show, I've seen little of. Of all the people in that 70s show, from my understanding, Wilma Valderrama is one of the good ones.
Well, that's good.
He's not the nonce.
Oh, that's very good. I'm glad we're talk about that then. But yeah, this was also directed by Jace Hall and Jason L. Cooper. I didn't find anything on that.
Is it directed by multiple people?
It said it was.
Oh, okay.
I'm pretty sure it was. Let me double check. I can't.
From what I found, it just credited Wilma Valderrama, but I mean,
he was. Oh, sorry, written by.
Written
by Jace Hall and Jason L. Cooper. My bad. I have this bad habit where sometimes in my notes I write director then writer, and then sometimes I write writer then director.
Yeah.
I should really standardize it.
It's fine.
But yes.
It stars some names though. Well, name.
Michael Madsen.
Michael Madsen.
Yeah, he's been in loads.
Reservoir Dogs.
Free Willy.
Species? He's in Species, isn't he?
Species, is he?
Yeah. Have you seen Species?
Yeah, sounds familiar. I think once I see the poster of it, I'll remember.
It's what if a lady wanted to have sex with you, but the lady was an alien?
That'd be pretty hot, actually.
Yeah, and it's also got Wendy McLendon Covey, who is the mother from the Goldbergs.
Oh, is she?
Have you ever seen the Goldbergs?
No, but
it's about what if a lady wanted to have sex with you, but she was not an alien.
That's pretty hot as well.
Yeah.
Is it the Goldbergs? One sec, let me go. I want to Google something before I give complete wrong information.
I'm so intrigued. Where is this going?
I think this will annoy you more than anything. Yeah, Shane Topp from Smosh was in the Goldbergs. That was like his big acting role.
Incredible.
My favourite white boy from Smosh. Yeah, sorry.
I funnily enough got an Instagram reel the other day, and it was the Legend of Zelda rap by Smosh from back in 2011.
I don't revisit actual Smosh sketches a lot.
Yeah.
Because I don't love sketch comedy. I prefer improv and stand up. But those songs, there's that one and the Assassin's Creed one, I genuinely think are really good.
It's no nugget in a biscuit, though, is it?
God, yeah. I have also gone back to a lot of Tobuscus stuff and been like, oh, I wish this didn't go so hard.
Yeah. I found, and I don't believe this to be true.
I know exactly what you're going to say.
Okay. The budget is said to be around $100,000.
No way. Surely not.
It can't have been.
No.
If so, where did that go?
Yeah.
That's money laundering.
If it was a full episode or a couple episodes, fair enough. As far it's not like they're saying they had $100,000 and they used some of it to make this.
Yeah.
The way it was worded, IMDb said it was specifically this episode, budget $100,000.
Yeah. It's no chance. I would say maybe, I'd even say 20,000 is a push.
I think you could make this with a good £100,000, £100 if you had.
What do you need? The monster mask?
Yeah, three actors. One of them's a kid.
You need the set.
Yeah, you do need a set that you can trash.
And you need to pay Michael Madsen. But
yeah,
hey, he's no longer with us. I don't want to speak ill of the dead, but he was in some trash.
I didn't know he was dead.
Oh, he died earlier this year.
Oh, did he? That is sad then. Yeah. But yeah, I was shocked by that. But maybe that's why it didn't get picked up for a full series if it's that expensive. Yeah,
I think that statement is dubious, but if it's true,
that's insane.
Yeah, obviously that's why it's not picked up.
Yeah, so I don't know if I actually said it, because I said we had a lot of firsts in this episode. So one of the ideas that Viv and I came up with for this podcast when we first started it is eventually talking about failed pilots. Yeah. So pilot episodes for TV shows that didn't end up getting picked up. This is our first failed pilot.
Yeah, and if you do that season, I think I have mentioned this to you or Viv,
I think so,
both before, but please do Heil Honey, I'm Home.
Yes.
Okay, we will. Yeah, I have brought that up to you.
I forget that that's real, because it feels like it's, the producers.
Yeah.
It's it feels like that, where it's this has to be parody. But yeah,
I think it's on YouTube or Daily Motion or something.
We'll do it. We'll definitely do it.
I'm so excited.
I will say I am forever grateful whenever we get original pilot stuff. For Supernatural, for example, there was the script.
Yeah.
And same with Lost, and it's I love seeing these precursors to these shows, because even though this isn't the pilot for what would become Creepshow, I do wonder if the Creepshow as it is now would exist if it wasn't for Creepshow Raw.
Yeah.
In a weird way. Obviously this wasn't successful, but
no,
you got to wonder what the domino effect was.
Yeah, I think seeing it, I can definitely see the potential that it was offering. I don't think it really is anything. It just sort of, I don't get what they're going for, other than just the shock value at the end.
See, I kind of liked it in a weird way, but in the sense of when I was watching it, I kind of forgot that it was a pilot episode for a show.
Yeah.
If a random YouTuber uploaded this, I'd be like, oh, that was really fun.
Yeah.
But yeah, as an episode, which apparently cost $100,000.
Yeah. I think it's definitely got promise. I don't think it's, if the series was picked up, this would be the crowning jewel in it.
No, exactly.
But yeah, I can definitely see especially for 2009. Somebody seeing this on the IGN website back in the day.
Yeah, we didn't mention that. So it's still on the IGN website. It aired October 30th, 2009 on IGN, which I didn't think was a thing that happened. I thought they were just a video game review website, which is just my fault for misunderstanding.
Yeah, the internet was a lawless place back then.
Well, yeah, I mean, to do a web series as well is kind of uncharted ground, because this was prior to streaming.
Yeah.
Obviously, last week we had a long talk about streaming, and streaming will be relevant for when we talk about the actual Creepshow.
Yeah, so a lot of web series were mostly just spin-offs of shows, webisodes. Or The Walking Dead, when we talked about that a couple of weeks ago, that had a web series that had 60 episodes. Yeah, so if I'm trying to think of just really big web series, because Googling is just bringing back Netflix shows.
Yeah. I'm thinking of, again, these, I count them, but YouTube web series, Marble Hornets.
Yeah.
That was a big one.
I was thinking Fred.
Oh yeah,
and
Fred,
the Annoying
of course,
Orange.
yeah.
When did Fred start?
I feel like he was early in YouTube because he was on iCarly, and by that point he was already big.
Yeah.
And iCarly was like late 2000s.
The answer depends on which Fred you are asking about. There are several famous entities with that name. Fred Joyler began in 1936.
Is this Google AI?
Yeah. Fred Figglehorn started in 2005.
Wow, yeah.
Fred from Scooby-Doo started in 1969.
Love Fred from Scooby-Doo. My Google AI is telling me a web series is a collection of episodes that are streamed on the internet. Some popular examples include Game of Thrones, Breaking Bad. Neither of them were streaming shows.
No.
Yeah, they're on streaming.
Yeah.
Also the Hindi series, Mirzapur, and The Family Man.
Oh, yeah, everybody knows that.
Yeah. I really appreciate that it's giving me English, specifically English and Hindi.
Yeah.
And then nothing else. Fair play to it. It's a bit nice and diverse for the AI.
Yeah.
But yeah.
The AI's gone woke.
That's what Elon is fighting to make sure it doesn't happen to Grok. Grok's trying to go woke.
Yeah. What I
sorry, you go.
What I find is with this short, just Insomnia, it's kind of like, at least in the community of people who like Creepshow, from what I have seen, people tend to like that this brings back the comic book aesthetic, which was apparently like not in Creepshow 3 at all.
Really? That's so
People
surprising.
say Creepshow 3 is a sequel in name only.
That's really surprising, because I'd feel like... Whoops, I just banged the microphone thing. Because that's like one of the iconic things.
Yeah, why would you do...
Yeah, like, even before I spoilers, but like, I've watched a lot more of Creepshow the series than I thought I did.
Oh, okay.
But like, even going back before I knew what Creepshow was, it's like the image of it, the imagery, is so iconic, so that's so weird.
Yeah, it's just
like doing a VHS movie and not doing the VHS tapes.
Yeah, at that point, it's just like, okay, you've got the rights to the Creepshow name, but it's not Creepshow.
No, just do a different horror anthology.
There's so many horror anthologies
Yeah.
you could do, and I'm sure some of them you can get the rights of. You know, who holds the rights to The Outer Limits?
I have no idea.
Yeah.
It's the first time I've heard.
Have you ever seen The Outer Limits?
I haven't.
Oh.
I've heard of it.
You've seen the intro though, where it's like the bars on the TV.
I'm sure I have.
Yeah.
I'm sure. Yeah. I haven't watched that many horror anthologies. I've watched the first VHS movie. I want to watch the rest. There's way more than I thought there was.
Yeah, I know. They release them like yearly now.
Yeah. There was a new one like last month. But I will watch them eventually. Maybe I'll watch them now, because honestly, I really liked watching all of these, even Creepshow Raw.
Imagine watching it on your CRT.
That'd be so cool. Oh, I wonder, when did the first one come out?
Like 2012?
Oh, damn, it's probably not on. It would be fucking great marketing if they did put them on VHS.
Genuinely, I know they recently released Suspiria on VHS again. Shudder. I know Shudder do some home releases.
They do, yeah.
They recently did a box set of like 10 years or something, with a bunch of films in there. So
yeah,
no, I think that'd be a great idea. Just
I'll keep an eye out.
Here's the VHS movies on VHS.
That'd be so cool. I'd buy that. I like a lot of Shudder stuff. Before we go on to talking about the series as a whole on Shudder, I got Shudder 2019, 2020, because this is really relevant because we saw it a week or two ago. I really wanted to watch the Scream Queen documentary about the Mark, what's his name? From Nightmare on Elm Street 2. Yeah, I'd heard about his story and I saw that documentary came out.
Oh, okay.
I got Shudder specifically to watch that. And then I watched a lot of their documentaries. I watched their horror noir series about like black horror.
Yeah.
Like failed.
Did you watch Cursed Films?
Yeah, Cursed. Yeah, that's it. Yeah,
that one. I enjoyed
failed
that
productions.
One. Yeah.
Yeah, Cursed Films.
I know how to Shudder do some great stuff.
Yeah.
Even like recently with films they've released, like Good Boy, that was Shudder.
Yeah, that was all right.
I know, I didn't love the movie, but I thought it was like...
Yeah. I think I would have liked it more if I had just seen it on Shudder.
I think I would have liked it more if it was an episode of like Creepshow, where it was like 30 minutes.
That would have been so good.
But I know some people don't like it, but In a Violent Nature, which is a film I really liked.
I love In a Violent Nature. Like,
basically took my idea for Friday the 13th, part 13, but whatever.
I knew nothing about it, and not even the ties. And watching it, I did have that moment of just being like, this is the best Friday the 13th movie I've ever seen. Because I don't love those movies. I love the cheesy slashers.
Yeah.
Like, my favourites are definitely like Jason X and Jason Takes Manhattan. Oh, God. But like, the rest of them,
Jason Lives is by far the best.
I do not remember much about Jason Lives.
It's the one where he gets resurrected at the beginning. And
yeah, I remember that. I remember that scene, and I remember the end.
It's the one where he smashes the person's face into the tree and is on like a smiley face.
Yeah. Oh God. Eventually, Viv, Val, and I have like very, very slowly pick a franchise to watch. So we watched like all the Nightmare on Elm Street films over the course of like a year, if not longer.
Yeah.
And we've been doing that with Chucky, but like again, one every like 4 months.
What was the last one you watched?
3. Viv really liked it. She thought it was better than 2, and I wanted to.
We have discussed. I think we talked about that on like our Shawshank episode.
Yeah, we might have.
Insane.
Yeah.
But no, if you are going to watch Bride of Chucky, I would love to watch Bride of Chucky.
You can watch it with us.
It's been a while since I watched that one.
I want to force Meg to watch Bride and Seed.
I love Seed as well.
I love Seed.
And I just haven't seen Cult and Curse, so
I really like them. Yeah, we'll get to them. But yeah,
I've seen the 2019 one though in cinemas.
Did you? I didn't. On principle. I'm one of those annoying people who boycotts things.
I was going to double bill it with Toy Story.
Oh, that would have been good actually. I would have forgiven it.
But I think I ended up double billing it with like Spider-Man: Far From Home or
Fair.
Or like Men in Black International, some rubbish.
I didn't see that. I saw Far From Home, but I double billed it with Scary Stories to Tell in the Dark.
Oh, yeah.
Which is not an anthology film, but it kind of is in a way.
Yeah, like I feel like there should be more Scary Stories to Tell in the Dark. Like,
yeah,
I understand it was a movie, and it seemed like they were setting up a sequel at the end.
They definitely were. But
I think that would have been
nothing came of it.
I think that would have been a good like series.
I think so. I mean, I like the movie. I think it's got its charm. I think the sequences that it adapts from the books are really good. Yeah. I just think that they were trying to... The medium wasn't right. I think if they just chosen to do a series, it would have been really good. Yeah, and I think here in the UK, at least, it was released as a 15, whereas in America, it's a PG-13. Yeah. So less... It's like an entry-level horror. Yeah, I'd say that. So, like, if my sister was just like, hey, I want to show my nephew horror films, what do you think is like okay for him as, being he's going to be 9. I would say Scary Stories to Tell in the Dark is fine. Yeah. If he gets scared, good. That's the whole point. I spoke about this in the Halloween episode. I'm a big defender of kids' horror, like specifically horror for kids. Yeah. Because I think kids love being scared because it's that's like love being scared by their own choice, where they're choosing to engage in that media and they're learning safety and boundaries, and like they can get that emotion while in a safe environment. I mean, I loved horror as a kid, so I'm a big defender of that. So yeah, no, same. I think it was Grisly Tales for Gruesome Kids that was like my entry. I remember that. Yeah. I remember like one episode like proper freaking me out, and I think it aired on Christmas as well, which was like insane. Don't go scaring me on Christmas. No. Well, there's a Creepshow Christmas special. There is, yeah. I can picture him in his hat now. Last note, I know we mentioned the ending, but what was I going to say? I've kind of lost my train of thought about how a big trope of anthologies, and I think I'm getting this because I also just watched Goosebumps like 2 weeks ago, about how they'll have a story and then they'll have a twist right in the last minute. And I think one of the reasons I was kind of forgiving of Creepshow Raw is because it kind of feels like an adult Goosebumps episode.
okay.
Where it's
Yeah,
got,
I can see that.
like, but like stupid adult, where it's like, oh, they're saying swear words and it's really gory at the end.
Yeah.
But like, I thought I really like the stepmother at the end. Well, not the stepmother, the mother at the end, when she's just like, how many stepdads are we going to have to go through? And I was like, oh, that's actually I think kind of a funny twist.
Yeah.
Of just this kid nightly like fights this monster, and she just can't hold a relationship because of it.
Yeah. No, I think I enjoyed that.
Yeah.
I think it just sort of... A lot of it, for me, is the tone of it. It felt like...
Oh, yeah. I
Have
agree.
you ever seen, like, 1,000 Ways to Die or shows like that?
I haven't, but I've heard of them. I remember I was going to watch it at one point, and then I heard like some things, and I was like,
Yeah,
I don't want it.
it's kind of like garbage entertainment, but it's also kind of a guilty pleasure for me.
Okay.
I've watched the whole thing. It's so dumb, but it's got like that quality to it where it's just like vulgar and
Yeah.
so hilariously unsubtle.
Yeah, that's fair. I mean, I kind of like that as well. I like that it kind of went balls to the wall at the end. I really did like the monster effects of him smashing everything.
I liked it when the door was like glowing and opening.
Genuinely.
That was really cool. So yeah, I can definitely see this having promise.
Which is good, because it ended up, in a way, like it was a failed pilot. Like Creepshow Raw never became anything. But obviously it didn't kill the idea, because they brought it back.
Yeah, and I guess... Yeah, it was a web show when it came back.
Yeah, in a way.
In a way, yeah.
So that's the other first. This is our first streaming show.
Yeah.
Which is really funny, because last week we went on a whole rant about streaming shows.
Yeah, I mean, but that's more like
Yeah.
Netflix, Prime, Disney Plus.
Yeah.
You know, Shudder's one of the underdogs.
Yeah.
You got Shudder, Tubi,
Paramount.
Crackle. Do you remember Crackle?
No, what's Crackle?
It's a streaming service that never really went anywhere. Yahoo Screen.
Yahoo, yeah.
They gave us Community
They did.
and something else, probably.
They bought Tumblr, and then they both imploded. So, you know.
Yeah.
Did you know the woman who owned Yahoo and like bought Tumblr? Do you know what she said about Tumblr?
No.
She said she was going to turn it like it's the next big thing, like the PDF. I'm fucking serious.
Oh, you know, that's the funniest thing. The next big thing since the PDF. I love a PDF. It's probably one of my favourite file types, but...
Yeah. Yahoo's grand plan for the Tumblr was to turn it into a next generation PDF. Yeah.
You know what the best thing since sliced bread was? The PDF.
I have, again, I kind of like PDFs, but also I hate not being able to edit them, even though that's the entire point of them.
Yeah.
It's only because I recently, like, had to re-download my CV because my laptop broke. And the only, like, I did find a document version I could edit then, but, like, at first I could only find the PDF, and I was like, this is mine, and I can't even change it.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I also had laptop troubles. I think the last episode I mentioned just like, you know, I'm going to have to get like a new laptop in the new year. And since then I just got a new laptop.
Yeah, you did.
So, yeah, no, I'm actually being productive, which is nice.
Nice, well done. I am in theory. I'm not going to talk about my productivity.
That's fine. We're here to talk about Creepshow anyway.
Creepshow. So Creepshow, the series, was announced in 2018 with Greg Nicotero as the producer.
Yes.
Yeah.
So you obviously recently did The Walking Dead with Viv, and I know you mentioned him in that. I think whether it was you or Viv got the name pronounced wrong, but I was like, it's fine.
I don't know. It might have been. There's an equal amount of chance it could have been both of us.
No,
because my problem is I know.
Honestly, I think it's an unforgivable sin that you got a name wrong for someone who you don't really know.
I'm going to tell on myself because I have this thing where, like, I don't know, I just need to slow down a lot of the time. I have like moments of just my brain going at a million miles an hour, and that happened earlier while I was writing my notes. So I like a comedian whose first name is Gianmarco, and when I was writing Giancarlo Esposito's name, I just wrote a different name, and I was like, oh fuck's sake! Like, of all the names to get wrong, it's like I'm not writing Tobin Bell wrong.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No.
We're humans, we make mistakes.
Yeah, it's fine. Greg Nicotero, he's done a lot of makeup work.
He has.
He was taught by Tom Savini, who is just the absolute legend of makeup effects in horror films. Obviously worked with Romero on his Dawn of the Dead, Day of the Dead.
He did, yeah.
And
also Creepshow 2.
Yeah, Creepshow 2. He's just done so much. He's worked with like Frank Darabont as well.
Yeah. He's The Green Mile, tying it to Stephen King, The Green Mile in Misery.
Yeah.
One of like we spoke about the slashers earlier. He's worked on like one of each of the slashers, like New Nightmare, one of the Friday movies, Scream 2. I'm just kind of throwing out there, definitely one of them.
Yeah.
The Texas Chainsaw remakes.
Yeah, he's very prolific.
So like we mentioned The Walking Dead, but he even did 2 episodes of Breaking Bad. If you've seen Breaking Bad, you can probably guess which ones. And
as in the makeup for okay.
And also Spy Kids.
Spike? He did Spy Kids?
Yeah, he did Spy Kids.
Oh god. Now that's I can see it now.
Fucking love Spy Kids, but no more.
He did the Fluglies.
I assume so. Yeah,
nice.
That would make the most sense. So January 2019, they announced the pilot, and they said it would be based on Survivor Type, which is a Stephen King short story from his 1985 collection Skeleton Crew. There's
2 stories. One of them here is original. One of them is based on a short story that Stephen King wrote for Cavalier magazine back in October 1973.
Yeah, saying about the original one though, that is also based on a short story. It's just not a Stephen King short story.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's based on John Harrison, who wrote the episode, wrote the story for an anthology called New Fears, which was published in 2017.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
It's okay.
Yeah.
John Harrison, just to bring his name into the mix, he has adapted a Stephen King movie in the past.
Oh, is he? I didn't know that.
Yeah, so Stephen King and George Romero, they did Creepshow, but there's...
I've mixed up the names again.
Oh.
John Harrison directed House on the Head. Sorry, the book was written by Josh Malerman.
Okay.
So, but yes, finish about John Harrison.
I'll just mention John Malerman. He wrote Bird Box.
Josh Malerman.
Josh.
That's the names are actually weirdly similar. Yeah, so Josh Malerman, most famous for writing Bird Box.
Okay.
He wrote the original story. It was directed by Josh Harrison, who...
Okay, so John or Josh Harrison.
John. I said Josh, didn't I?
Anyway, the person who directed the second segment of this pilot, he did Tales from the Dark Side, the movie, which is another thing that George Romero and Stephen King collaborated on, which is another horror anthology. Yeah. And I've watched a lot of Tales from the Dark Side when I was in my teens, specifically. It's... as far as like TV show anthologies go, it's one of the more like darker ones. It's
okay. That's interesting.
It's not like the Twilight Zone, which Twilight Zone can have like scary moments and whatnot, but it's more like the more cautionary tales. It's like it's a fable. I see Twilight Zone as.
I haven't seen as much of Twilight Zone as you, although I want to watch all of it at some point. I think that, correct me if I'm wrong, I think of Twilight Zone more like a kind of, there's a moral at the end.
Yeah. So Twilight Zone, it's very much a 50s, late 50s, early 60s sci-fi show where sci-fi is there as a parable for real world things.
Yeah.
Not all of them are like that, but the ones that you typically consider people talking about.
Yeah, the ones I know of and have seen are definitely like that.
Yeah, like I've recently recommended that you watch The Monsters That Do on Maple Street.
And I'm going to. I haven't yet, but I will.
Great episode. There's stuff like 3 Characters in Search of an Exit. There's, I can't remember the name of it, but the one I watched for the Christine episode.
Oh, yeah.
About a man who hits someone with his car, and basically the car is like alive, like Christine. It's not like Christine, but
it's a car.
We talk about it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Tales from the Dark Side is just it's more in a similar vein to the 90s horror anthologies, like a Tales from the Crypt for HBO and
Goosebumps.
Less so Goosebumps. I know Goosebumps had a few like scary episodes, but when I think of kids horror from the 90s that was scary, it's Are You Afraid of the Dark?
Yeah, that's Goosebumps for the cool kids.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is that the one with the No, yeah, it is from Are You Afraid of the Dark? I forget the story's name, but the swimming pool one.
I was thinking the swimming pool one because I was thinking I haven't seen many of them, but I've seen that one.
Yeah, that one's crazy. I think that's why, and Viv, you may not like this, but I think that's why I like the Willies, because it gave me Are You Afraid of the Dark vibes.
Oh yeah, it's one about horror anthologies. And we didn't mention the Willies. I've only seen 2 segments of the Willies because I joined halfway through watching and then you rewound it. But I enjoyed what I saw. Yeah,
I just love horror anthologies as movies, as TV series, just in any format.
Well, one of my big complaints with horror in general is when it's too long. Unless it's very effective, I feel like horror works better like shorter. I mean, one of my complaints, random example, but Good Boy, was that it was too stretched out. And that's the thing, horror anthologies, you can get that really concise story. Yeah, and the 2 stories in this pilot, I would hate to see them stretched out to 90 minutes, but as they are like 25 minutes each, or however long they are, they're really good in that format. And I go to film festivals. You do?
Like regularly every year, and I tend to go to a lot of short film screenings, and the biggest takeaway that I find when I've got a criticism is people not knowing how long to make something. Yeah. Because some people are like, okay, this is a serious film. It's got to be at least 20 minutes. And typically those are the ones where I am there just being like, when will this end? Yeah. I would rather something be concise and great than long and good. I get you. I completely agree. Granted, I'm a lot more, not a lot more than you, just like I am critical of lengths a lot of times, especially with, as like someone who likes reading. Yeah. This bit might not seem like it connects, but in my head it does, of like, no, definitely. I can really tell when a book needs trimming. And you see a lot of books where it's like, oh, it's 1,000 pages, and it's like, yeah, if we can justify that, fair enough. But it's like how, random example, it's like when people are like, oh, there's a 4-hour cut of Black Panther out there. It's like, yeah, it doesn't mean it's going to be better just because there's more. And I know that's like a feature-length movie versus a short story or a short film. Yeah. But it's the same idea of just sometimes things are better when they're just concise. Yeah, no, I think that's why as well. Even though you're having me on this TV show podcast, that I tend to prefer movies over TV shows. Yeah. Because a lot of TV shows do just stretch things out where... I think of the Marvel shows in particular. Oh, yeah. 6-episode shows, they are movies. Fundamentally, they are... The production of those are messes. It's funny because you say about like that, and I gassed up, as I often do, Mike Flanagan earlier in this. And one of the things he gets is like how a lot of his series are like movies, and they are long, they are series length. But when you watch them, there's probably stuff that could get cut out. I'm a fucking massive defender of Midnight Mass, and like people like it, but even of some of the criticisms I defend, and even when I rewatched it this year, which is like I've watched it every Halloween since it's come out, there were times where I was like, I always forget this bit. Yeah, they could probably cut this out and not lose anything. Yeah. But yeah, when you see some series, like I didn't watch all of the Marvel ones, but like Falcon and Winter Soldier, for example, just like this could have been a movie and not even a long one. Like, no, I think genuinely those stories would be so much better served as being 2-hour movies. Yeah. I know it's, this has been said a bajillion times. Yeah. But I think a single movie, or even like a 2-parter, but probably just like a 3-hour movie of The Hobbit would just be incredible. I think The Hobbit is, for me, my favourite book of all time.
Lovely. I didn't know that.
I grew up with it, and I've got a lot of nostalgia for it, so it's probably not the best I've read, but it's my favourite just for sentimental reasons. So even though I enjoy stuff about those films, and you can sort of, like, I like seeing more of these characters, just like, but it's not in service of the story as a whole.
Yeah.
So, yeah. But then you get things like Salem's Lot, which I think needs, like, a 7-episode series at least.
I mean, that's one of the reasons. Granted, watching it again after reading Salem's Lot, I was like, okay, no. People say, like, Midnight Mass was probably Salem's Lot adaptation, but he couldn't get the rights or something. I completely think it wasn't. Okay. I just think that it's like, it's a small town. It's treading similar town. It's a small town with vampires, and that's where the connections end. Yeah. But then, is Twilight also not a small town with vampires?
Yeah, no, Stephanie Meyer was ripping off Stephen King.
Yeah. And she did it better, what can I say? Before we go into the episodes, like, finally talk about the content of the episodes, well, just as we were talking then about anthologies and, like, touching on books and other media, I did remember I have read some horror anthology books that I've not mentioned.
Ooh, okay.
I read one really recently. It's called, I'm trying to read it from here, Life Ceremony. It is a bit blurry, but I remember. Life Ceremony by Sayaka Murata, which I think actually fits the vibe of Creepshow surprisingly well.
Yeah.
So that is, Sayaka Murata does these, she's a Japanese author, I love her. She does these, like, character-driven, situational novels, and, like, where it's, like, in a world that's very slightly different.
Yeah.
So, for example, the first one I read by her, Convenience Store Woman, is just about a woman who works in a shop, but, like, and, like, all the people around her thinking that she's weird for loving her job too much.
Yeah.
And Life Story, a lot of them are themed around just, like, it sounds silly to say, like, oh, what if our world, but it was, like, something was kind of fucked up. Like, one of the short stories is about, like, when someone dies, like, the funeral, you all eat them, like, yeah.
Okay.
It's like,
no, that
it's
sounds
that sort
cool.
of thing, and, like, it's, like, about, one of them is about, like, how a human, like, there's human hair is, like, made into things, and, like, when a person, a lot of it to do with death, and, like, when a person dies, like, their body will, like, their bones will be used for furniture, and it's, like, their way of honouring them, and a lot of that sort of thing.
Yeah.
I just wanted to give a shout out to that, because that was the kind of vibe where I was reading it. I was like, this makes me feel sick, but it's also kind of funny. And I felt like that watching these. Grey Matter, usually body horror stuff doesn't get to me. There's a bit in Grey Matter that made me, like, have to look away for a second.
I'm trying to think of what that would have been.
It's not that big a moment. It's when he's retching. So to go over the plot. So because we talked about it was based on the short story of the same name, published in Cavalier magazine, and then in Night Shift, the collection, in 1978. The teleplay is by Brian Willinger and Philip de Blast, and directed by Greg Nicotero. It follows a boy, can't remember his name.
Timmy.
Timmy, thank you. Timmy, who goes to his shop. There's a lot of, like, ecological things happening. There's, like, a storm.
Yeah.
Him and his dad are grieving the loss of their mother. His dad's become an alcoholic, and while drinking this beer, he's, like, turned into a monster, essentially.
Yeah.
So it's hard to summarize.
Yeah. So I did a little bit of research into the original short story.
Yeah.
So there are some differences that I do want to mention, but yeah, that's essentially what it is. Kid goes there to buy beer for his father.
Yeah.
Obviously, this is set in, like, the 70s in Maine.
yeah, of course.
But
in the same place Dreamcatcher is set, according to IMDb trivia.
Yeah, I mean, probably. I don't know if they say the name.
No,
the name of the place, but yeah. What I do find interesting is they come in, they introduce these characters, Chief Doc and Dixie, who are played by Tobin Bell from Saw.
Yeah, love Tobin Bell.
As Chief.
Yeah.
Giancarlo, whatever you...
Wow. Not going to try?
No, I was going to say whatever you, like... comedian's name
the
is.
comedian, if you're curious, is Gianmarco Soresi, who I saw in...
from Breaking Bad.
Yeah, from Breaking Bad. Oh.
Giancarlo Esposito,
Esposito.
from Breaking Bad, and just being a villain in everything.
Yeah, he's in Captain America. We talked about Marvel. Might as well chuck that back in there.
Yeah, he was Pierce's brother in Community.
God, he was. I love that episode. And last but not least...
Adrienne Barbeau, who was actually in the Crate segment from the original Creepshow movie.
Oh, shit, that's cool. I only recognised when I was just like breezing through his stuff that she was on Broadway in the original Grease as Rizzo.
Oh.
Yeah, so I just like that.
I love... You've seen the Grease movie, obviously.
I fucking love the Grease movie.
Okay.
I had the VHS somewhere.
My favourite thing about Grease, and partially because I'm a graphic designer and partially just because it's so funny, is the opening credits at the beginning.
Yeah.
And the picture they use for Rizzo. Have you seen it?
I think I can picture it, but I'm going to Google it anyway.
Oh my God, it's so funny. And when I went to the...
I can remember it now.
When I went to the film festival last year, they had a screening of title sequences from films, animated ones. And they showed that one, so I got to see it on the big screen. That's on the that's one of the Instagram pictures.
Oh yeah, of course, I'll save it now. Why did they? This
they
is
did
from
her so dirty.
This is from Reddit, and the thing is, why did they draw it like that?
What's the actress's name again?
Stockard Channing.
Stockard Channing, yeah.
They did us so dirty.
Oh God!
Especially looking at the others, like they're stylized, but like. Like John Travolta and Olivia Newton-John, like bless her.
The artist had it out for her. Yeah. So Adrienne Barbeau was in Grease. She was married to John Carpenter
Really?
for like 5 years.
Oh, I didn't know that.
They had kids together.
Oh.
Yeah. She's also in The Fog, Escape from New York, and she's the computer voice in The Thing.
Really? That's
the only
really
woman
cool.
in that movie, unless you count The Thing.
Does the Thing have a gender?
I don't know. I think this is dangerous ground.
They them thing. What gender's the dog? Well, the dog is the Thing.
The dog's the Thing.
Okay.
The Thing is it's beyond the binary, and it's beyond the opposite of binary.
The Thing doesn't have pronouns. You must only refer to it as the Thing.
Oh, I could definitely see the Thing at like a reform rally, just like, I don't use pronouns. I'm just the Thing.
I haven't seen that Sonic shitpost. It's Shadow and Sonic. I want to talk shit about you. What's your pronouns? I don't have pronouns. You must only refer to me as Shadow the Hedgehog. It's like, oh, at least he understands the concept. And then the gun police come and it's like, you're under arrest. Those are not Shadow the Hedgehog's preferred pronouns. I wish Val was here. Even though I'm not the biggest fan of the Sonic games, I fucking love Sonic fan audios and shit like that. But yeah,
God.
Talk about, before I started watching this part, the ad placements on ITV were insane. Because I was like, looking at it, I was like, oh, there's going to be an ad at the start. Maybe an ad like after each segment ends. Yeah. No, they were just like random places. Random. So this started with a Domino's ad, a Google AI ad.
Domino who?
Yeah, that one. Google AI ad. I hate the Google AI ads because it's always shit like.
Oh, is it the one where it's just like, put some too much stuff in?
No, I was thinking
gochujang pasta sauce.
No, it's stuff like, the thing is, if you use AI, I disagree with the use of AI, but I'd be lying if I didn't say I haven't used it for like hyper specific stuff. Like when I was trying to get my TV, that TV in my bedroom, the one from the cottage, doesn't have any buttons, so you have to use a remote. Yeah. I could not get the remote to work, so I did go on like Copilot and was like, fucking here's the models, work it out, and it did work. But like fucking Google AI ads is like, oh, someone's like, can't decide what to wear, and it's like, what outfit would be good for me? And it's like, fucking, I don't know, use your brain. Like, you think, like, it's like, this is, I don't want to go on too much of a tangent on the adverts I got while watching the episode, but like, it just blows my mind when it's just like, okay, I use it as like, because I don't like it when people use it as a search engine, but it's like, at least if someone's like, oh, I've got this hyper specific thing I like need it for, fair enough. But it's literally like, what shirt would go good with this skirt? It's like, I don't know, put fucking some on and see what looks nice on you.
Yeah, just like, no. You need to start. Fashion is It's not something you can
Yeah.
you can just
Don't
give
get
to AI.
Don't get the robot to tell you.
Yeah, just like, oh, this hex code matches this hex code, but just like,
I want Stephen King to write an AI book.
oh yeah.
I don't think that's something he's done. I think he's the kind of man.
Oh god, could you imagine if they remake Christine and it was just like
Oh yeah,
an evil Tesla?
Nah, yeah, that would suck.
Yeah,
Thinking
don't do
about
that, Blumhouse. I know you're listening to this,
Yeah,
Blumhouse.
especially because like Christine's look is so iconic. Can you imagine if it was like a Cybertruck instead of the fucking Plymouth Fury?
Oh god.
There was no Christine reference in these.
No,
If you listen to All Hail the King, we're famous for missing Christine references.
Maybe
in
there
other
was.
pieces of media. Maybe there
now
was.
that you said that,
God, can you imagine?
No.
There was 2 references though.
yeah.
Did you catch them?
They're both in the second segment, weren't they?
Oh, I've in the first segment. Maybe I didn't miss. Maybe I missed.
Okay, well, I found some in the second segment.
Okay. Did you catch any in the first segment?
No.
Okay, so first one on the missing pets posters. There's one just Cujo. Nice and simple one. If there's a dog in a Stephen King thing, it's going to be called Cujo.
Yeah.
And then the other one, which is relevant for the plot, when they find the dead bodies later of the Grady twins. I don't know if they've mentioned them. I've just finished The Shining, and you're still reading it.
Yeah,
for All Hail
I'm
the
just
King.
over halfway through.
The Grady twins are the original caretaker's daughters. And obviously, like from The Shining, the little girls.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're the little girls that went missing in this. There was a newspaper clipping. I did pause to read it. There's no other reference to The Shining in it. It's like a completely its own thing. But like the name is the same, so it's an obvious specific homage.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, I'm very curious to know what the references were in the second one because I didn't notice any.
Yeah, I'll bring them up.
Yeah, fair.
So if I refer to my notes,
Yeah.
I do just want to say the difference in the story.
Yeah.
What happens to Richie is not that he falls into a depression after his wife dies and loses his job. He actually gets involved in an accident and gets workers' comp for life.
Oh, really?
The wife, from my understanding, is not mentioned.
Okay.
So she's just
That's
either
interesting.
she's like an absent mother or is dead before the story begins.
That's a really interesting change. I'd have to read the original, and eventually I will. When we cover these for All Hail the King, I will read them, which I realised is kind of might be difficult. I mean, because I know eventually there's quite a few big books I have to read. I've already read some of them, but like I'd have to like compile all the short stories and see how much I have to read when we get to like the movie and the series. But we'll worry about when it comes to it. Yeah, were there any other major changes, or was it just that?
So that's the only. There's more characters in the book, but when you're adapting something, it's just common practice to condense the cast down. There is an interesting line that Richie is described as resembling more of a fungus than a man.
That is a really interesting line. I really like that.
And it's not based on the same story, but this gave me a lot of... It felt very similar to The Lonesome Death of Geordie Verrill from the original Creepshow.
Oh, okay. So, I don't know that one.
Oh, have you seen the movie?
I haven't seen the movie.
Okay. So in the movie, this is a segment based on the Stephen King short story Weeds, which was also in Night Shift, but the 2020 republication.
Oh, yeah.
This is the one where Stephen King is acting as the lead. And a meteorite strikes and he gets like a sort of like alien infection.
Yeah.
It's so funny.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's like I think part of it is intentional.
Yeah, because it's a horror comedy, isn't it? It's funny on purpose.
Stephen King, obviously, don't quit your day job. He's acted in stuff.
Yeah.
He's not an actor.
No.
He tries though, but yeah, this story feels very similar to that. And when we do cover the Creepshow movie, I'm just gonna like make a note to check in with you and be like, "Oh, did you see what I was referring to?"
Yeah, that'd be interesting.
Way back when.
Yeah.
But yeah, in this, he kind of looks more blobbish than like a fungus.
The transformation really got me. The final, I really like the ending. I really think this was a strong opening story.
Yeah,
but the seeing the creature at the end that he became didn't quite get me. But like the gooiness of it, like the bit that got me is like when he's coughing up and he like puts his finger in his mouth and like pulls out like the gunk. I had to look away. I had like just eaten like 5 minutes before watching, but like usually stuff like that doesn't get to me. That specifically did. I don't know if it's because I've been ill and like been dealing with a lot of gunk.
See, we're built different. I was chowing down on some jammy dodgers watching this.
Well, usually I'm fine. I mean, you see me in like the cinema. I always got to have a snack with me, but like, no, not this time. That really grossed me out.
Yeah,
and nothing later in the episode got to that level, but I did like how the progression.
Yeah,
looked.
I think he looked very. I like the look while he was like in the chair and had like all the blanket on him.
Yeah, wrapped up.
When it was more the actual monster, I was like, okay, this is. Yeah. The effects are cool.
Yeah,
I think
it's visually good.
The practical effects are great. The visual effects are really well done. I think the animation just makes it look a little bit rubbery. But
yeah, I felt like that because at first I was like, it's clearly CGI, but I was trying to work out how they were like doing it.
Yeah,
because we didn't mention about like how it opens with like the episode itself opens with the creep.
Yeah,
and like I was gonna say the effects on that look great. Like that sort of stop motion style.
Yeah, the actual puppet. It was actually featured in that Stephen King documentary I watched a couple weeks ago.
Yeah,
so that was neat. Great looking.
Yeah,
puppet. I mean, even when I was doing the socials for this, I was just like, oh, it's just such a cool image.
It is. It's a really good design.
So yeah, I know at a certain point in the series they do abandon the puppet and they just
that's a shame.
Have him as an animated character, which is a bit of a shame. I do really enjoy the puppet, but hey ho.
Yeah, it is what it is, isn't it?
Yeah, I can understand for at least the animated special.
Yeah,
but maybe they just financially, I don't know.
Yeah, well, that's actually a thing. So seeing as about this being the first streaming show, I couldn't find any information on the budget.
Me neither.
Or the viewership. Because we usually talk about reception at the end, but seeing as it's come up, I know that 54% of Shudder users viewed an episode, have viewed an episode full stop.
Yeah.
You'd assume it's the first one, but it's an anthology, so they could start wherever.
Yeah. Is this like from a certain time? Because it could just be like when they're promoting, like, oh, here's the Christmas special, here's the animated special.
Exactly. So it could be any of them, but the first episode specifically did have the most streamed minutes for anything on Shudder within the opening weekend. So this the series was posted the 26th of September 2019, and by the 29th, my birthday, which was like the Sunday, I think it was a Sunday, I can't remember. By then, it had the most minutes.
Yeah.
Which is interesting. I got to the point where it's even like, I wonder if I can find the amount of Shudder users and try and work it out. But I was just like, it's going to be estimated. It's good to know now.
It's not as transparent as like in the UK where we have the BARB.
Exactly. It's like when we talk more about more streaming shows going forward, just got to kind of accept that unfortunately we won't be able to compare the numbers unless
Netflix will say every show is the most watched show of all time.
If I can have a separate, because I keep a chart, I could have a separate chart for streaming if Netflix was like 84% of users have watched Stranger Things, and I'd be like, okay, at least it's something to compare. But
it's the way they measure in minutes as well.
Because then it's like, okay, I guess that's a good estimate in terms of...
Just like, you can say Stranger Things 4 had like 500 trillion minutes watched, but every episode is like 1 trillion minutes long at this point. In this
case, it's like, so many people might have watched this amount, but then someone might have rewatched it, and then it doesn't count then. And it's like, we don't go on... We talk about total viewership, like DVR and things like that, but we do usually go on the initial viewing figures, which we just don't have in this case.
It's a shame.
Yeah, I like statistics.
Yeah,
I like numbers.
But as a segment, this was directed by Greg Nicotero, who he started off on The Walking Dead as the effects and executive producer.
Yeah,
he ended up directing a bunch of episodes.
Yeah, he did.
He famously directed the spoilers for Walking Dead, but the death of that character.
Yeah.
I think everyone knows.
If you've listened to... No, I did censor it in our episode.
Yeah.
So if you still don't know after that, then, you know...
Like, I haven't even watched The Walking Dead up to that point, but I know.
Yeah.
I know that.
Viv as well knew. Like,
Yeah. It's
everyone knows. I'd stopped watching by that point.
Yeah. It's weird how, by cultural osmosis, we kind of just know this.
Yeah.
But, yeah, he's done a bunch of directing for that.
Yeah.
So, is the showrunner for this and directed this particular segment.
That's a thing to mention, actually, how not only do these segments not just base themselves on Stephen King stories, but, like, they each have their own director, but also I love the fact that they are inspired by, not all of them, but a lot of them are inspired by actual short stories by other authors.
Yeah.
I think that's great.
I do actually have a quick note I wanted to share, because I didn't know if you knew this.
Okay.
Especially since you haven't seen the original movie. The movie has 5 segments.
Yeah.
And they are intercut with a story of a young boy reading the Creepshow comic book while the creep is in the window looking. And that young boy was young Joe Hill, or pen name Joe King.
I saw...
No, the other way around.
Yeah. His name's like Joe Hillstrom King, I found out.
Yeah.
That's where Joe Hill comes from. I knew that he was in one of them because I saw the cast list. But to be honest, until you said that, I never clicked that, of course, he would have been a child at the time.
Yeah.
That's really cute. That's really nice.
Yeah, so he's in that. But also, they adapt some of his stories for this series.
Oh, that's cool.
They actually adapt more Joe Hill stories than Stephen King stories throughout the show.
Yeah, that's very funny. No, I really respect that. Like, you know, I've seen Bird Box. Don't think it's a good movie, but that's not his fault. But, like, I'd never heard of Josh Malerman before. And, like...
I've not seen Bird Box, but I know of it through reputation.
Yeah, I'd be more interested in reading the book. I feel like my problems are mainly film oriented, but yeah, it's just so cool to see as a person who like unpublished, but I'd love to I love writing.
Yeah,
seeing stuff like this.
I think it's just a great means to get stories out there, like pulling from these short stories that probably would not be adapted otherwise.
Yeah, exactly. It's kind of like reminds me, I think you'll see where I'm trying to connect it. Like the $1 baby,
the dollar babies,
the dollar baby thing. If you don't know, if you haven't listened to All Hail the King, it's just a thing that Stephen King used to sell the rights to a lot of his shorter stories for $1, just to give people like up and comers like Frank Darabont a chance to adapt his work that wouldn't usually get adapted. Yeah, and it just kind of reminds me of that. Of like,
I know there's at least one adaptation, a short film based on grey matter, which oddly enough was released after the Creepshow, but it may be made before.
Yeah,
I wasn't able to find it when I was looking for it, but that's a Stephen King specific thing, the dollar babies.
Yeah,
and it's not really a thing anymore, but could definitely come across like. I know there are different adaptations of Survivor type out there.
Yeah.
Which I know gets adapted later on down the line.
Yeah, it's very interesting. And you know, I said about how I liked it. Did you like Grey Matter as a segment?
I enjoyed it. Yeah. I thought it was. I liked how it progressed story wise. I think it got a lot more interesting for me once it was more regularly cutting back and forth between Doc and Chief and Dixie and Timmy.
Yeah, that's fair.
That was when I was like, oh, okay, I'm buying in, just like, what exactly is happening. I think the very ending with the duplication, that was really rushed, but apparently that's how it is in the story as well. So
yeah, I like how it was handled, even if I kind of think it does kind of come out of nowhere, because you know there's no reason for him to duplicate like that. Yeah, but like, and I like because when she's like typing on the machine, I was like, oh, what's she doing? I'm like trying to work it out, and then realizing, oh, she's doubling it and seeing how long it takes for it to like basically take over the world. Yeah, and you know, exponential growth, and it's not a new concept. I know the story would have been published before, but and I'm pretty sure they bring up the thing, like, if we let it get to society, it'll take over by 6 days time. Yeah, it's like that. It's it's surprising. I can't really expand on this thought because I can't remember it right because I just studied maths in university, and I remember seeing something like that where it was to do with time more than anything. So it's comparing like 1 million to 1 billion.
Yeah.
And the actual like scale difference between them, and how like
go on YouTube and search just like here's the scale of like 1 million compared to 1 billion.
It's insane, and it's that same sort of thing of like, you know, when you're like 2, 4, 8, and it's like, oh, that's not that many.
Do you know what this reminds me of?
What?
Have you ever seen the M. Night Shyamalan film The Happening? You know John Leguizamo just before he dies? Spoilers.
Spoilers for Happening.
And he's asking the kid just like, if I gave you like $1 one day and the next day I gave you $2, how much would you have by the end of the month if I kept doubling each time?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's just a really neat idea.
Yeah.
Exponential growth.
I do like how they use it. But that's all I've got.
It does just seem very like sudden in this.
Yeah. I will say as well, as we're talking about the ending, as we get to the end of this specific segment, the intense ending. It's so how the ads worked was like it kind of fitted in. So I was writing my notes while I was watching this. So it was like it ended. And I was like, I looked down, looked back up. It was the Betfair Backstreet Boys advert, and I have a fundamental, and fucking all the ads I got for the House of the Head were also gambling or like scratch cards, Euro Millions, and I am like vehemently against advertising of gambling.
Yeah. Like, but as long as it says like, gamble away at the bottom, it's fine.
Yeah, why don't we fucking advertise cigarettes and just be like, well, you don't have to smoke them.
I got the I finally I've got a gambling ad. I got the Chris Rock MGM Casino ad.
Oh god, yeah. So with looking down, we're like, oh, that was pretty good. I'm excited for the next one. Right in, just to like looking up and seeing that really pissed me off. I mean, I could go on a whole tangent. I've read 4 books about like gambling. Thankfully, it's not something that has affected me, but like, it's just something
Joe,
I'm very interested in.
We should go to Las Vegas.
See, I'd be such a spoiled sport. If someone was like, oh, let's go to Vegas for our 30th, because we're all born in the same year. If it was like, if we do a collective 30th birthday at Vegas, you'd all be there like doing it. I'd be like, well, fundamentally, I disagree with this.
We will be living out the movie The Hangover.
Yeah.
And you'll just be like in the hotel room, like, I don't know, playing on your Switch, like Digimon time.
I'll be like Grover and fucking Percy Jackson where they go to Las Vegas and he's just playing the video games at the Lotus Casino.
Was he playing a PSP?
Oh, I can't remember. I'm getting the new one and the old. And the old one is arcade machines because it's like the guy has been there since the 70s. I see the old one. It's fucking like 2010.
Yeah.
It's like
directed by the guy who broke my heart yesterday.
Oh yeah. Yeah. It's tragic.
It's a long story.
I love that movie. I think it's better than the series, but we'll cover that when we do Percy Jackson on this show eventually. Maybe by then my opinion on the series will have changed, but
yeah, the second series starts soon, doesn't it?
Yeah,
I don't have Disney Plus, so I haven't seen it.
I'm open to being not proved wrong. I'm open to that they might address the criticisms that not just myself, but like a lot of people had. But yeah, we'll cover that when it gets to it.
I mean, I don't know if they're doing Sea of Monsters. The only way's up, really. Yeah,
I mean, in the first series, they're like, Percy, you haven't read the Odyssey? And he's like, oh, well, I've read the comic book, which is funny because they're all canonically dyslexic. It's like, oh, yeah, you haven't read the Odyssey.
Yeah.
Obviously, Sea of Monsters is just Percy Jackson does the Odyssey. So I'm very curious to see how they do that.
I like how in Percy Jackson they visualize the autism. Just like,
yeah.
Just
yeah.
Let me go into my autism mind palace. Oh, here's a compass on the water.
Those movies, I will say, I'm less of ride or die for the second movie. I love the first one. But, speaking of the first one and the second one, House of the Head.
House of the Head,
so I've been coy this whole time. So I had thought by this point I'd only seen the animated special of Creepshow. That's all I could remember about it. The shot where she opens it and there's the head on the table, that like opened my fucking third eye, and I was like, I've seen that before. And then like every synapse in my brain connected, and I even like remembered my Shudder login details and logged in.
Can you turn this into a short and put in like the Jimmy Neutron brain blast?
Of course I can. I've seen the entire first season of
Oh,
Creepshow,
okay.
and I just wiped it from my memory. I mean, I remember now.
Okay.
I watched it in 2020, so it's like, yeah, fair enough.
Okay,
I
yeah.
don't fucking remember most of the stuff that happened that year, except like, well, a bit dark, but like, except like most of my elderly relatives dying. So not all of them. My grandfather's still kicking. He almost died. He had a heart attack during a cancer operation, but he's still here.
Jesus.
He turns 90 next week. Yeah. So seeing that,
Here I was going to be lighthearted and say what I remember from COVID was playing Metroid Prime on the
wow.
GameCube.
Wow. Well, yeah. Well, I remember all the grim stuff. No, that was like.
I remember going pew pew.
No, it was a hard time, but it was a time. But yeah, literally the head, like the shot of the head on the table. Yeah. I was like,
but like nothing grey matter, like
nothing. So I remember now, like the visual of the guy and like all that.
Yeah.
But like the story itself, I feel like didn't remind me of anything. But then like I looked through the rest of the episodes, and I mean on Shudder it literally says I've watched them. Like, you know.
Okay.
I'm like looking at the titles and like images. I was like, oh yeah, I have seen these. I just completely forgot.
Okay.
So I'm not going to say that like a tell of like how I felt about them at the time, because I really liked this episode, like this segment.
Yeah.
I spent like once it connected in my head, I was even trying to like remember how it ended, because I was like,
yeah,
I loved the idea of it so much.
Yeah, when it comes to both of these segments, I think the first one is more what I expect from Creepshow, where it's sort of like kind of dark, kind of funny, sort of
over the top, like,
yeah, it's just flat out ball to the wall,
yeah,
nonsense, like you would find in a comic book.
Yeah, exactly.
But this second one was like oddly like atmospheric and really like methodical in a way.
I really like this idea. When it first opened on like the shot of the dollhouse, I was even thinking like, oh, I love the idea of a full story being told through this. And I was thinking visually, just like you only stay on the dollhouse. But they essentially did what like I thought of in my head. Maybe I even got the idea from this retroactively. It's just like
it's an Ouroboros in your mind.
yeah. And I love the way the story is told. I love, you know, the visual of like at the start. I think the dialogue with the girls explaining it was a little much, but they dropped it pretty quickly of her just like understanding what was happening. Yeah, like I love it when I think the girl is like quite strong in it. Yeah, to be fair, I think this rides or dies on her.
I think, and I've said this before. I said it last week on the Under the Dome episode, but I think child performances are so easy to get wrong, and they're usually in the hands of the director. Yeah. As far as what this director has done, I know he's done the Tales from the Dark Side movie, which I've seen some of the series. I've seen a lot of the series, but I've not seen the movie.
He also did 2 episodes of Tales from the Crypt.
Oh.
And Frank Herbert's Dune.
I did know he had done Frank Herbert's Dune.
I just really wanted to mention that.
Have you seen any adaptation of Dune?
I have seen Dune Part 1.
Okay.
Yeah. I watched it like years after the fact. It's all right.
I'm genuinely shocked that Viv didn't watch the David Lynch Dune until he died.
Oh yeah, that's true.
That it was just, I mean that movie is wild.
I need to watch it.
Having seen like the Denis Villeneuve Dune as well, and I've read Dune and Dune Messiah. That David Lynch one is cracked.
I'll have to watch it at some point.
Actually, you feel free to cut this out. I was watching an episode of Gavin and Stacey while having my food. Yeah. And in the decor, there's just a lone VHS tape, and I was like, oh, I wonder what that is. So I took a photo of it. It's fucking Dune.
That's really good.
So, yeah. Hey, if you find a VHS tape of Dune pre-owned, it could be the one from Gavin and Stacey.
That'd be pretty cool, actually. I'd be down to watch that.
Yeah, sorry.
No, it's fun. I forgot what we were talking about there.
Yeah, the mini-series of Dune. I haven't seen it all.
You're directing, yeah.
Yeah, I've seen bits of it.
I've seen like pictures more than anything.
Yeah, I'm intrigued because I've got it at home. I can watch the rest of it, but I know Sci-Fi also did an adaptation of Children of Dune, which
yes, it
is
did,
like,
yeah.
I believe
I believe he directed that as well.
Yeah, it's the third. Yeah, it's the third Dune novel.
Okay.
So they skip over Messiah, but that's fine.
Fair. Yeah. I think this is pretty well directed.
Yeah, I think she as well, Kaylee Fleming, who plays Evie. I was thinking the entire time, just like, I recognise her, but it's just like, it could just be that she's a child and they, like you said, kid blindness. Just kind of look like each other.
Yeah.
But no, I have actually seen her in. Okay. She plays young Rey in The Force Awakens.
Oh, does she?
For that one moment where Simon Pegg is like, come on, portions or some nonsense.
I forgot Simon Pegg was in that.
Yeah. And she's in the movie If, the John Krasinski directed one.
I've heard of that.
Which is a perfectly fine movie. It's nothing like incredible. But I think she's for a child actress as well, very talented.
That's cool.
And I thought she carried this, and that's no easy task.
Yeah, genuinely.
To put on, like, what would she be, like, 12 at most? Especially
because it's quite a subtle role. Like, yeah, she has like one or two moments of screams, but then a lot of it is.
But it's not like our Bag of Bones episode comes out tomorrow on All Hail the King.
Yeah, it does.
There's a child performance in that, which is very typical of what you think of child performances in horror stories. Yeah, whereas
this is very subtle in a way.
Yeah, you see a lot of stuff like not on her face but in her eyes. Yeah. You can just sort of see the machinations at work.
Yeah. And like it's so interesting, just the story in general. So just to give us a quick summary, it's literally just the girl has a dollhouse and it's got a family, a mother, father, a son and a dog. And one day she opens it and there's just a small decapitated doll head in there that like moves around the house when she's not looking. And she just witnesses this horror story take place in her doll's house. Yeah. And I fucking love the progression of it, of her buying the cop doll and then seeing the cop doll investigate with the gun and then seeing him get killed. Yeah. The Native American doll. And the bit where like every time she looks away, like another family member has a hand on the Native American man doll. Yeah. And just like, and he's like, he'll protect you, only for him to get a death as well.
Well, speaking of that Native American doll, I know why you wouldn't have noticed the Easter eggs in this segment.
Oh no. I'm scared now.
What do you think I'm going to say?
I don't know, but I know Stephen King, and I feel like, I don't know, he's written...
It's got nothing to do with... it's not really to do with Stephen King.
Oh, okay.
This figure of the Native American chief is an exact replica of old Chief Woodenhead from the opening segment, I believe, of Creepshow 2.
Oh, really? Okay,
which is the one segment from Creepshow 2 I have seen.
That's cool.
So
that's bad then, because I don't know. I love Stephen King, and I know he didn't write the original story, but it's just, I feel like Native. I mean, we talked about it. Long Walk episode just came out last week. If you haven't listened to it yet, on All Hail the King. Obviously, we talk a lot about Native American representation in that with Collie Parker and the characters from the book. Yeah, and I don't know. I feel like it's one of the saying this is like. We can learn about this stuff whenever we want because of the internet, but otherwise we would never fucking learn about it because it's never addressed over here. Yeah. Well, I feel like it's the type of representation that could easily be done wrong, and I know in this case we're talking about a doll that doesn't speak.
Yeah. Knowing we had a conversation yesterday about The Shining. Yeah. And you said some things which, if you want to know what we're talking about, come back to All Hail the King in 2 weeks. Yeah. But having heard that discussion, and I actually finished listening to an episode of Still Got Legs, Doctor Who Rewatch podcast, where they talk about the Rosa Parks episode.
I was going to say no free advertisement, but they literally shouted out.
They gave us a shout out, so I think it's perfectly fine.
Yeah, that's fine.
Shout
if
out,
you're listening, guys. Thank you.
Yeah, they're talking about how, as British people, we don't really get taught Rosa Parks, like even like, not to get into Doctor Who, which I often do this. I often sidetrack the conversation to talk about Doctor Who or The Simpsons.
That's fine. Viv says we do that about like just the connection with Doctor Who in particular.
Yeah.
But yeah.
No. It's just, yeah, like, we know the broad strokes of the story. We know it's something about a bus.
Yeah.
But I was never taught it in school. We just get taught about the war.
Yeah, I studied history. So I was, but only because I literally like picked to learn it.
Yeah.
But yeah, and again, it's like, I wasn't expecting this to touch on anything because it's literally a doll. And I do kind of like the moment where she's looking for a priest or a rabbi, someone spiritual, and I do like the comment of like, oh, he's very spiritual. But then even that, I'm just like, is this loaded? I don't know. Is this guy? Because, it's very different. Something that I want to learn more about, actually. Yeah. I should, I like being educated on this sort of thing, things that not necessarily different experiences. Yeah, in that Long Walk episode, I do talk about some things that I know about Native American history, but that's through research that I've done in my own time. Oh yes, I don't claim to be a historian. I mean, but it's an interesting thing. Like, I enjoy learning about stuff that we don't get taught through the standard education system. I mean, our education system, I'm saying this as an educator, is quite shocking. The fact that I didn't learn what Welsh not was until I was in university, like literally our history of just like in school. If you don't know, if you're not from Wales, learning Welsh is mandatory, and like everyone fucking hates it growing up because you're like, oh well, don't understand it. Why do we have to learn it? No one speaks it. And I genuinely think if they just fucking taught us the history of our own language, then it'd be like, oh well, now I kind of want to learn it out of spite, and like driven to. And it's just like, I remember being like 19 and finding out what that was in a random university lecture, and just like, what the fuck? How did I not know this? Yeah, no, but like you said, it's still war and kings, like war and the Tudors and the kings, and it's like English history. The Tudors. Yeah, it's at least in primary school, like we got taught like Boudica. We got taught the Tudors. We got taught just. I mean, it's still the same now. I'm going to be honest. It's a lot of World War II Victorians. I mean, I don't really teach history because I'm foundation phase. Like we basically only do the holidays: Christmas, Diwali, firework night, bonfire night. Yeah, but. Don't get me started on Bonfire Night. They're teaching us that Guy Fawkes is the bad guy because he wanted to blow up Parliament. They'll never. This is. Yeah, I have to hold myself back as a teacher. Just like these 4-year-olds won't understand me if I start going. No, you got to get them young. You don't want them. Don't want them getting into like year one and being part of reform. I know. I'm making them woke. It's fine. I'm already reading the books that are literally banned in America, like the one about. You're reading them Rage. I was gonna say I'm trying to like. My Shadow is Pink, which is about a boy who likes things that are more girly. And Tango Makes 3, which is about the gay penguins, and I was gonna say one of the Stephen King ones. No. What I do like about this story is how it's all really contained within the dollhouse. Yes, the only time it really enters the real world beyond the play world, so to speak, is through Evie's actions. Yeah. Where she throws the head. Yeah. So I can definitely see, like, in another writer or director's hands, it would have been like she's getting scared, she's in her bed. Yeah. And we have the scene where her mother says, like, oh, if you're scared, you can jump into bed with us. And I was fully expecting there to be a scene where she jumps into the bed at the bottom, she crawls up, and then she's, like, sleeping with her parents, and then just, like,
camera like slowly tilts to reveal they're decapitated.
Yeah.
But that's not what happens.
No, it's
the head is not doing anything to her. It's just haunting this playhouse.
Well, that's what I mean. It's like she's kind of just a witness, and she's trying to save these people by buying them dolls that'll help them, and like, you know, by throwing the head and things like that. And
yeah,
you know, it's more sad than anything when the family does die.
And the ending where they're just like, she's giving away the house, just like, is it sort of like growing up? And it's like, I don't know, I think it's got layers to it. It's just like, this could sort of be seen like she is learning about death.
Yeah, kids learning about inaction, about sometimes helping doesn't change anything.
Yeah.
I fucking love the shot. This is so specific of when they're in the dollhouse, and like the dollhouse is in the background. She's in the window facing forward, and I know like she's not really doing much in that shot, but the look on her face is like a woman who's, and I mean a woman, like whose like husband has died in the war or something. She looks so serious, and like she looks like she's on the way from a funeral. Like, I could definitely see it as like a metaphor for some sort of growing up.
Like, a loss of
even how like sometimes death is something that forces children to grow up before they should. Like she obviously loved the dollhouse. She probably would have kept it for longer if
she loved the Smiths.
Yeah, the Smiths. It's the only bit that kind of got me. Sometimes I'm saying this as someone who works with children. Sometimes kids do speak like that. And then sometimes I see like kids talk in movies, and I'm just like, no, fuck, they don't talk like that.
Yeah.
But it's literally so specific, and each case is different. Yeah.
I just think it's really restrained. Like a lot of horror that you get is very flashy and in your face, especially in Creepshow. It doesn't seem like the kind of thing that in my head I would consider that's a Creepshow story.
Yeah.
This feels... It doesn't feel like Twilight Zone, but it feels adjacent to that.
I think especially with the fact of its ending, like I said, Creepshow, the first segment, and Creepshow Raw kind of reminded me of Goosebumps in the sense of like the ending kind of recontextualizes everything and helps you understand things better. This ending is so subtle. Like, obviously she throws the head, looks under the bed, it's big now. And that's when she I fucking love that reveal as well, of like the big head.
Yeah.
And then she puts it back and then gets the dollhouse away.
You know, it's getting serious when they go under the bed.
Yeah. I hate stuff under the bed because it's so like, oh, there's going to be a scare, and it still gets me. We talked about Good Boy earlier. Good Boy was like that. I was like, oh, something's going to grab that dog, and I still jumped when it did. Like the ending when, like, you know, she opens the thing and the doll is there, the head turns around. It's like, I don't know what's going to happen. It's not like alluding to anything specific.
Yeah. Like,
we don't know the head's capabilities outside of the dollhouse.
Yeah.
It's not going for a big flashy ending. It's like almost like Grey Matter is like you said, the more, not generic in a bad way, but more typical of this. But it's also showing us that not all of them will be the same. There will be some.
There's a lot of variety in these stories.
I don't know. I mentioned earlier about how when we cover Creepshow, obviously I'll read all the Stephen King short stories. I don't know whether I'll read all of the short stories.
I would like to read this one.
But I definitely think I'm going to pick this one up. Maybe it'll be a case-by-case basis where I'll read all the Stephen King ones because that's what a podcast is about. And then if I really
there's not too many of them.
Yeah, fair. Maybe when I put them together, because the thing is, a short story is so big, it could literally be a page or like 50 pages. So maybe if I actually put them together, it won't actually look like that much. It's just in my head. I'm like, oh, there's 3-4 seasons, 2 per episode.
Yeah. And then when you like put it into perspective, it's just like, this is like half the length of like Carrie or something.
Exactly, yeah. I mean, there are some where I'm like, I've got to read, I mean, not it because I've already read it, but like, fucking Salem's Lot, Christine, they're not small books, so I'm sure it's probably less than them. But no, I'm keen to watch the rest of these. Yeah,
as soon as this finished, I was...
Yeah.
I know the question is usually posed, would you greenlight this show? Yeah. And I think both... I know I've got problems with Creepshow Raw, but I see there's potential. I would, as long as it's not as expensive as it claims to be, I would greenlight it.
Yeah. Well, I was thinking about this because we've specifically, you as well, have spoke about like the problem with the green light question, which at the start seemed like a great question, and then like quickly became...
You need to watch more slop.
Yeah, exactly. And like, granted, this one, like, we had a failed pilot, but yeah, I would have greenlight both of them. But I also had a second question, which I do usually ask. It comes up naturally of just like, would you want to watch the rest? Which we usually do ask anyway. Yeah. But like in this case, it's like, even without All Hail the King, like, I'd love to watch the rest of this.
No, I think I am gonna.
Yeah.
Like when I get home tonight, I'm probably just gonna like stick an episode on.
I'm half and half. I think I want to hold off on it until we cover it on
That's fair.
the podcast, but then we've got the film slated, not the series.
We've got the first Creepshow movie scheduled for sometime next year.
Yeah, because like I know we're holding off on the series for a little bit, but maybe I'll just watch some other horror anthology stuff.
Yeah,
to like fill in or scratch the itch.
I mean,
can't think of a metaphor.
You can't go wrong with the original Rod Serling Twilight Zone.
I need to watch that.
I've not watched it all. I probably say I've watched a good like 90% of it. But yeah, no, that's great. Have you seen the Twilight Zone movie?
No.
That's a good place to start.
Okay.
I know there's the whole accident, whatever, with Twilight Zone where Vic Morrow and 2 children were killed.
Yeah.
But especially like the Joe Dante and George Miller segments.
Yeah.
Those are both really good. So if you want like a fix, I think that's a good place to start because
I did watch the Jordan Peele produced Twilight Zone.
I saw a couple episodes.
I remember liking like 2 or 3. They just didn't grab me that much.
Yeah, I saw the one about the comedian.
Yeah, I liked
Kumail
a lot
Nanjiani,
of
I
that
believe.
one. I didn't like the ending.
Yeah, I saw every time they do Twilight Zone, they got to remake Terror from 50,000 Feet.
That's the
it's the plane one.
Yeah,
where it was Adam Scott, I think.
That one does get to me, but I'm afraid of flying, so of course it does.
That one is also in the movie.
Okay.
But that one's like really like good in the movie. Yeah. Honestly, I think it's just a great story. I love the Simpsons version.
Yeah, fair.
Which we watched not too long back.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I would definitely greenlight this, and I am probably going to watch more of them when I get home.
Yeah.
I was going to buy the Blu-rays, but they're just too expensive at this moment in time. So maybe if this job works out, I might get it. But
yeah, treat yourself with it. I'm definitely going to get the VHS for the movie at some point. Because, I mean, I might as well just get the set now. I mean, I've got so many of them that, like...
And I know Arrow have recently released, like, a special edition version of Creepshow 2. So really? I will probably pick that up. We don't have that one slated, but we can always...
Yeah, we can change things when we want.
When we tend to do series, we do them together, but because they're anthology, don't have to. But yeah, no, maybe we'll see if I watch the rest of the show. Like, how much Creepshow am I wanting to like get myself into? Yeah,
because that's my only thing with series in general. I mean, one of the reasons it's like the ones I've continued watching, like Buffy, I've not binged because like I just burn out so easily on series. I feel like that could easily happen with anthology if I watch too much at once, to the point where like. Yeah. When we get to series, like when we do the rest of the show for All Hail the King, I'll probably like, we plan quite far in advance anyway. So once I know when it is, I'll like slowly start watching them to like, because I feel like otherwise they'll just kind of meld together in my brain.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah, but next week
it's nice to talk about a horror anthology. It's a different kind of thing.
It's been very different, yeah, because I think. It's not the first anthology show we've done, because we've done Goosebumps, but it's the first one where we've had like multiple different segments to talk about. Yeah,
I consider Doctor Who an anthology. I know it's sort of like
but again,
it is, but it isn't. But
I mean more in the sense of like where we've had multiple parts in one episode.
Yeah,
it's nice. It's been nice to. It feels like you're getting more for money.
No, I thank you for this. I really enjoyed this opportunity to finally watch it.
No, I'm glad we've been doing this. And next week we're doing we mentioned him earlier, Frank Darabont.
Yeah, he did a movie, and then they made a series about that movie.
Yeah. What's it called?
The Mist.
The Mist. We're doing The Mist.
Not The Fog.
Not The Fog.
When I was younger, I was always confused by The Mist and The Fog. I was just like, are they the same thing? No.
Fair. Sorry, I had a really specific question for my cousin, but it's okay.
Well, speaking of questions, last time we asked Viv a question, so we prepared as well and sent her another question before her surgery, and we asked her what would she do if she was laying in her bed reading a scary comic book while a skeleton was staring at her from her window, and this is what she had to say on the matter.
Jerk off so fucking much.
It's really good insight, Viv.
Yeah, no. That girl needs hobbies.
She does. I mean, there's not much more else she can do at the minute.
No, she can't go swimming.
Yeah, I'll go swimming.
If I know Viv, and I think I do, she loves two things in life.
Yeah.
Swimming, jerking off.
Yeah. She doesn't even like movies or TV shows.
No, not really.
No.
She barely put anything on her letterbox the past few days.
Except when she watched Begonia before us.
Yeah.
Which, that's what we're going to do now. We're going to go see Begonia.
Yeah. Time to go.
Time to go.
No, we're flying off to Begonia.
Yeah. Well, that's what next episode is. No, I'm joking. I wouldn't be able to keep track if we did have a podcast where it's just like what we see in cinema, because we see so much.
Oh, God, could you imagine?
Yeah. Have a million episodes. Unless we did like one of those car ones, but then you don't drive home with us. So,
yeah.
Yeah.
I saw someone earlier. I went to grab some food from McDonald's before I came here, and I was sat in there, and somebody went in the drive-through, and they just had their phone, like, there, and they were just sort of watching GB News on their phone while in the McDonald's drive-through. Judge
them even more now. I was already going to kind of judge them and say, like, you shouldn't do that.
Yeah.
Like, GB News, of all things.
I know.
Yeah, to be honest, even if it was like BBC, it'd be like, fucking really, do you need to like watch the news right now?
Yeah, just like, that's what the radio exists for. But
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
That's a really good point.
Yeah, so stupid woman on her phone.
Yeah.
While driving.
Women drivers, am I right?
Yeah.
Anyway, before we go, for legal reasons, that was a joke. But speaking of drivers, pilots, that's the theme of this podcast, and we've also got to do an outro. So listen to The Mist next week, both. This isn't a request; it's a demand. So next Friday is The Mist, and tomorrow is Bag of Bones.
Bag of Bones out tomorrow, 10 a.m.
So we talked
GMT.
We talked this last couple of weeks about me being in charge of the audio. If you want to have a bit of fun, listen to at least the first bit of Bag of Bones tomorrow, when everyone's going apeshit because we realised I wasn't recording for the first hour. So I'm kind of scared to listen back to that.
No, I edited it this week. It's perfectly fine.
Good.
Yeah. We definitely get into our rhythm at a certain point, so it's all good.
That's fair. But yeah, other than that, you can follow us on First Time Flyers Podcast on socials. On YouTube, we're Pod One Out Studios, where you can also find All Hail the King.
Hey.
They are All Hail the King Podcast on socials. And you can email us your thoughts at firsttimeflyerspodcast, whether it's about The Mist or in a couple of weeks, because usually we record so far in advance, only like a month, but like we can't really respond to things. But this is one of the cases where, because of just timing, we're doing it a week in advance. So if you have any thoughts on Welcome to Derry, the new It show, because we haven't watched that yet, but that's what the last one of this block is going to be, send it to them, because by the time you're listening to this, we won't have recorded that yet. So send them in, because we have both been holding off on watching that until we do it for this.
And I'm very excited.
I'm very excited. I have seen them. I haven't seen spoilers. I've seen references spoiled.
Okay. So. I've seen like a picture here or there.
Yeah, exactly. But I'm very excited for that.
Yeah.
But that'll be in 2 weeks. Next week is The Mist.
Yeah.
But,
Mist.
Thank you.
We missed you, Viv.
Hey, we missed you.
Thank you for flying with us today. You have a consequence to your journey and enjoy this next week.